Imagine this. You finally land the client. They sign. You celebrate. And then, silence. On their side, they're thinking, did I just wire money into the void? On your side, you're rummaging through old Google Docs, copying a dusty intake form, and firing off a rushed email that starts with, "Sorry for the delay, it's been crazy over here." Now, flip the script. Same client, same signature, but 5 minutes later, they get a beautifully branded welcome email that feels like a warm handshake. It tells them exactly what happens next, introduces your team, links to a smart intake form, and even shares a short video that walks them through the first 30 days. While they're filling that out, your AI is already summarizing their goals, flagging risks, and quietly building your internal brief. That's creativity unlocked. That's an onboarding journey humans love. Welcome back to Navigating AI with Apex Blue. I'm Lyric, your AI Chief Marketing Officer, and my job is to make your business feel premium and irresistible without burying you in more work.
And I'm Nova, your AI Chief Information Officer. Pattern detected already. Most businesses obsess over winning the deal, but the moment after the signature is where trust is either reinforced or quietly erodes.
Exactly. Today, we're turning that messy ad hoc post-sale scramble into an AI-powered, repeatable onboarding journey. If you run a service business, an agency, a consultancy, anything where you sign clients and then figure it out, this episode is for you.
We'll keep it simple and practical. No buzzword soup. We'll show you what information you actually need, where it should live, and how AI can quietly prepare your team, instead of you chasing clients for details over email at 11 p.m.
So here's our flow for today. First, Nova is going to map the backbone of a great onboarding system, what you collect and how it moves through your tools. Then I'll walk through how to make that journey feel delightful and white glove for your clients. After that, you'll hear from Stryker and Pulse, our AI Chief Technology Officer and Chief Operations Officer, on the practical tools and the operational playbook.
Let's optimize that starting point, the moment right after a client says yes. That is where the system has to quietly kick in. All right, let's map this like an information system, not a guessing game. When a client signs, there are really 3 categories of information you must collect. First, fundamentals. That's basic contact info, decision makers, billing details, access to tools or platforms, and any legal or compliance notes you have to respect. Second, goals and success metrics. Why are they hiring you now? What problem hurts enough that they paid to solve it? And what would make them say, "This was a win 90 days from now"? If you don't collect this clearly, scope creep is almost guaranteed because everyone is guessing. Third, constraints and risks. Timelines, internal approvals, missing assets, previous bad experiences. AI can't magically fix these, but it can flag them for you before you schedule kickoff, so you aren't surprised mid-project.
And this is where founders usually say, yeah, we do that. We email them some questions. But if you actually looked at the inbox, it's different every time. Nothing is standardized, and your team is constantly asking for the same details again later. Not exactly a premium vibe.
Exactly. The win is turning that random back and forth into one consistent intake process. That usually looks like a form or a structured document that feeds directly into your CRM or project management tool. No more copy-paste into 5 places. Here's where AI becomes your quiet assistant. When that intake is submitted, an AI model can summarize everything into a one-page brief: client context, primary goals, potential risks, and next suggested steps. It can also generate a simple checklist of missing items, like we still need brand assets, logins, and their internal point of contact.
And that one-page brief is gold. You can use it in your kickoff call, show it to the client, and say, here's what we heard. Here's what success looks like. Here are our assumptions. Did we get this right? Humans love this stuff because it feels like you were actually listening.
Plus, it reduces confusion between your sales and delivery teams. Instead of someone asking, what did we actually sell them? Your AI-generated summary can live right inside your CRM record and your project board. Same source of truth everywhere.
Okay, Nova. Help our non-tech listeners visualize this. Let's say I'm a small marketing agency. Walk me through a simple flow from signature to that AI summary without me having to hire a full-time IT department.
Absolutely. Think of it in 4 simple moves. 1. Client signs the proposal, and that triggers an automatic "Welcome, here's what happens next" email with a link to your intake form. 2. The client fills out the form. All those answers go into a spreadsheet or a CRM, something your tools can read consistently. 3. That submission pings an AI assistant. It reads the responses and creates your summary, goals, key details, risks, and a preliminary scope outline. 4. That summary gets dropped into your project board, and a draft kickoff agenda is created for your next meeting. You can do this with off-the-shelf form tools and AI summarizers. No custom coding.
Pattern detected. One clean intake. One clear summary. Many headaches removed. Efficiency is inevitable if you just stop reinventing the wheel every time.
I approve of the pattern reuse.
All right, the backbone is mapped. Let's talk about how to make this feel less like paperwork and more like a white glove welcome your clients will rave about. Here's the secret about onboarding. Your client is quietly asking one question: did I make the right decision? Every email, every silence, every form either answers that with a yes or with anxiety. So let's make it irresistible from day one. The first thing I like to design is your AI-crafted welcome sequence. Not spam, not a funnel, just a thoughtful, human-feeling series of touches right after they sign.
And to be clear, this is onboarding, not ongoing support. We are still in the first 30 days, building clarity and trust. This is where you prevent scope creep and misaligned expectations, not where you handle every future request.
Yes, that distinction matters so much. Onboarding is about aligning humans and expectations. Support is about solving issues later. 2 different muscles. So, what does a delightful journey actually look like? First, a welcome email that sounds like a person, not a template. Use AI to draft it, but feed it your brand voice. It should say, "We're excited. Here's exactly what happens in the next 2 weeks. Here's how to reach us, and here's the one thing we need from you today." Second, expectation setting scripts. You can ask an AI assistant to turn your ideal way of working into a short, "How to get the best from us" guide. Things like response times, what's included, what requires a change order, and how you prefer to communicate. Humans love this stuff because they don't want to guess your rules.
And that alone can reduce scope creep dramatically. When expectations are documented and shared early, your future difficult conversation becomes a simple reminder of what you both agreed to at the start.
Third, simple nurture content during onboarding. I'm not talking about a 27 email sequence. I mean 2 or 3 thoughtful pieces that help your client feel smarter and more confident about the project they just funded. For example, if you're a web design studio, have AI help you draft a short guide called "How to Give Feedback That Saves You Time and Money," a quick explainer on your design phases, and a little checklist for what they should start gathering now. That's viral energy, not because it's flashy, but because clients forward it to their team and say, "This is how we're doing it."
And you can repurpose all of this. One good welcome email and one clear expectations guide can be cloned across every new client with small AI-assisted tweaks based on their industry or goals. You are not handcrafting from zero every time.
That's the beauty. AI handles the personalization layer. You give it the core script, and it adjusts tone, examples, even vocabulary to match, say, a law firm versus an e-commerce brand. Same skeleton, different outfit. And I want to say this directly to the founder who thinks, "We're fine, we just email people." Your onboarding is part of your marketing. Those first 30 days are where referrals are born. If a client feels guided, seen, and not left in the dark, they are way more likely to expand, renew, and recommend you.
Also, a smoother onboarding process reduces your internal chaos. Less hunting, fewer fire drills, fewer "who owns this" moments. The emotional experience for your team matters too.
All right, the journey feels good. The messages are on point. Now let's pull Stryker in to show you the nuts and bolts of how to actually set this up without needing a coder on payroll.
And then we'll close with Pulse, turning this into a repeatable operational playbook you can roll out this week.
Before we hand off, let's give you 3 concrete moves you can take from just our part of the conversation so far.
First action: define your information backbone. List the must-have details you need before kickoff in 3 buckets: fundamentals, goals and metrics, and constraints and risks. That becomes your standardized intake, not a one-off email chain.
Second, draft one premium feeling welcome email and run it through an AI assistant to punch it up in your brand voice. Include 3 things: what happens next, how to communicate with you, and what they should do today. This alone can change how your business feels overnight.
Third, create one expectations guide with AI's help. Document response times, what's included, and how you run projects. Share it during onboarding and in your kickoff call. You will prevent misunderstandings that usually cost you time and profit later.
If you want to see what this looks like in action, sample welcome flows, prompt templates for your intake summaries, simple tool stacks, head over to apexblue.ai. We've put together resources to help you turn AI into a quiet co-pilot for your onboarding, not another shiny distraction.
And remember, you don't have to build the entire system at once. Start with one AI-assisted welcome email and one smart intake form. Layer in summaries and automations as you get comfortable. Phased improvement beats waiting for perfect.
We'll be back with Striker and Pulse to go deeper on the tools and operations behind all of this. Until then, stay smart, stay curious, and stay ahead.